Hey, welcome everybody. This is another episode of The Leader Tree, where leadership grows, where strong skills become strong roots, and where we are on the precipice of Christmas right now. The holiday seasons have begun all around the world, and 2020 is finally coming to an end. And this has been one interesting year, hasn't it? Everywhere you go, anywhere in the world, people have been suffering. People have been hurting. And yet, for me, it's been a banner year. I've made more money this year than I ever have. Things have gone well in my personal life, which they don't normally. So, that's interesting. And I'm not making light of the situation. I'm just seeing how ironic this year is in general for everyone all around. Look, people have suffered. People have died this year. In my own family, my mother had health concerns, and which she's working through. We lost my aunt to cancer. And, so we've had loss as well. People I know have gotten sick with the coronavirus. Luckily they all pulled through. But it was scary. It was scary. And people all around the world have lost people. People all around the world have gotten sick. People all around the world have suffered. They've lost their jobs. But from my perspective, things were different, see? And I think it's about being in the right place at the right time for what I do to be able to help people was just magical this year. Because in my business, I help people whose businesses need help with money, right? And if your business needs help with money, if your business is lacking cash and it needs an infusion of cash, your family is hurting, right? Because the last person you're paying is yourself, right? You got to pay all your employees and stuff like that. And you may not even take a salary. You may not take a paycheck until you get everything else paid, right? So your family is hurting. And in my life, in my world, it was really nice to be in a position to help those people keep their companies alive when the government was shutting everybody down, right? It was really nice for me to be able to have the opportunity to keep those families afloat and give them a little hope in a time where hope was so badly needed this past year. I mean, literally, they made a song called F 2020, right? They wanted it over. They're like, let's get to 2021, right? And it was a popular song. So many things have happened. But in my life, personally, a 3-year-long divorce battle that I fought with finally ended. I got that behind me. I met a wonderful girl who she's just a miracle to behold. And I love having her around. My son loves having her around. She likes to be around us. Those are all great things. We have had a lot of things to adapt to. But one of the things that she likes most is being able to help people. And that's what we've been doing this year. We've been helping companies keep themselves off the chopping block, and we've been helping workers who found themselves unemployed in mass numbers start working from home because of the way that we can do business here in our industry. So yes, there were problems around the world, and yes, there were even problems here in my family, in my personal life. But things weren't as bad for me as it were for many. And I count my blessings, I guess, that worked out the way that it did. And I'm just so blessed to have been able to help be part of people's recovery, be part of people's hope in a time where hope is so badly needed. And this year's coming to a close, and I have amazing things in the works for 2021. And I hope all of you do as well, because that's what leaders do, right? As leaders, we provide hope where no hope can be found. We've all had extra expenses this year. We've had to spend more money on takeout orders than we would like, buying from things that we didn't want to buy, keeping stocked up on masks and things like that, maybe extra medical bills that we didn't anticipate. So hope is bleak, right? And, you look at the news, everything's going on around the world, and there's the election, and everybody's choosing sides like it's the Civil War, and it's ridiculous. Folks, whether you are an American, or you're Chinese, or you're Indian, or you're Australian, or you're African, or you're British, or you're French, or wherever you're from, okay? If you're a leader, we're the same. We're on the same team. And that's important to remember, right? Now, we can have healthy debates about this and that and the other thing. Heck, I've had plenty of healthy debates with many of you probably watching this now, with regards to things going on in the country and riots and all of those things like there, and, the political issues going on of our time. And it's all in good fun. It's all about, speaking your mind, but keeping an open viewpoint. And, some of you have swayed my opinions on certain things, and I've swayed your opinions on others. And certain things that nobody's swayed my opinion on. But I keep an open mind, What kind of leader doesn't keep an open mind to new ideas? I mean, I had a first sergeant back when I was in the Army, and I'll never forget the words he said to me. His name was First Sergeant Brunton, and just a cool dude, just a really cool dude. And he said to me one day, he said, Miller, and I was just a PFC at the time. He said, Miller, I want to tell you something. He said, never stop being trainable, because the moment you do, the world will pass you by. And he's 100% right on that. I took that to heart. And God, that was a long time ago. That was back in 2002, I think. And so that's a long time ago. And I took that to heart, and I have remembered it all of this time. The world will pass you by the moment you stop being trainable. The moment you start thinking you know everything. The very moment you think you've got it all figured out and no one can teach you anything, you're going to get left in the dust. Because the world is adapting all the time, right? People adapt all the time. Things adapt all the time. Processes adapt all the time. People are inventing new stuff all the time. Look around you right now. Everything you see is the creation of somebody's idea that once wasn't there, right? At one point, nothing you have around you was there. Somebody had to come up with that idea first, okay? That's innovation. That's change. That's moving forward. That's humanity. That's the world functioning. And when you stop those gears from turning and say, I know it all, the whole thing halts, right? No, it doesn't halt. It still keeps rolling. You just halt. So when First Sergeant Brunton looked at me and he said, Miller, never stop being trainable, because the moment you do, the world will pass you by. Those were words of a wise man right there. A wise man indeed. So folks, I want to thank you for getting through 2020 with me. I want to thank you for not giving up. I want to thank you for pushing forward. In a time where hope was lacking, you held on to hope and inspired others, as true leaders would, to hope again. 2020 was not a bust, because if nothing else, it brought the world back together in a kind of weird way. We all shared something, a shared experience. And it's been an experience of firsts, hasn't it? A year of firsts. When's the last time anybody can remember an entire globe locked down in their homes? That happened this year. When's the last time anybody can remember an entire economy shut down in the United States of America? A capitalist government, a capitalist system. That happened this year. When's the last time any of us went through any of the things like we're going through now? You know? And then you think about the planetary alignment going on. First time it's been this compacted together in 800 years. It's been a year of firsts. Interestingly enough, it was right on the decade. Everything just happened to line right up, didn't it? And it's interesting. For me, I lost family I love. I lost touch with others. People I know got sick. People I know recovered. People I work with got sick. Clients of mine lost members of their family. I got to share a little bit in each of their stories. That's precious to me, being part of it, to be helpful, even if I'm not much help at the time. You know, kind words go a long way in those moments. And being able to help them in the most important part, which is where their money is, more than nothing, helped them a great deal. I was able to save businesses, which saves the family that owns that business. $223 million. Help them out in 2020. I was also able to help many people who found themselves unemployed to get back on track and to start a life working for themselves at home, helping other people. That's also very cool. On top of that, I got rid of a huge anchor around my own neck and finished that divorce that I've been going through for 3 years without losing my son in the process, which is the only reason I was fighting it. So that was very helpful. My business did well this year, and I am starting a new business. I've been working on the last few months here to put together a new company which is going to be more inclusive. It's going to handle more things for my clients. And it's going to take my brand and repurpose it into a more globalized scenario instead of a regionally put together thing. You know, this year I became international with my company. We started opening up and doing business in different countries. So, very good things have happened this year, and very bad things have happened this year. It's kind of a weird year. But it's about to end, and 2021 is coming. I have high outlook on what 2021 will be, especially because I think everybody is thinking 2021 has to be better than 2020, right? So that mentality alone should spark creativity, drive, passion, and push things forward. And as a leader, I'm excited to see that happen. You know, I myself am going to be a speaker at the TW3 conference in Greenville, South Carolina. That's kind of cool. They want me to speak to their group and talk about all of the amazing things that 2021 is going to bring. And my talk is basically going to be about how to set attainable goals and then make a plan in order to fix them, in order to reach them. Right? So if you are looking for the opportunity to meet up with me at any point, Greenville might be the time to do that, and I can get you tickets to that conference, which is a great conference, by the way. If you have not been to the TW3 conference, it's called the Worth More Conference in Greenville, South Carolina. It is for business leaders such as ourselves, and it is there to help you be the best you that you can be. And the whole concept is that you are worth more than you even think you are, right? And a lot of us, we don't really know our worth, do we? A lot of us kind of put ourselves down from time to time, and we say, you know what? Darn it. I don't deserve this anyway. But you do deserve it. You're trained, you're learned, you're strong. And you're worth more than you probably think you are. And that's what the Worth More Conference from TW3 is all about. And you get to learn a lot about how other inspirational leaders are out there making things happen. I am glad to be a part of that, and I'm looking forward to it in March. So if you want to join me and you want to meet up with me or whatever, that's where I will be. If you're looking for tickets to that, to inspire yourself, even if you get no other takeaways from it than that, it's worth the money. I can give you discounts on those tickets because I am going to be the speaker. So just reach out to me and let me know that that's what you would like, and I'll be more than happy to do that for you. TW3 is a community. It's a group. And if you want to be part of that group, I can help you with that as well. So reach out to me and we can always talk about that. But I'm excited for what the new year brings. I have a new company coming up. It is right here on my hat, Atlas Business Consulting. And I'm very, very excited about the new brand and the new direction that this company is going to bring. And I hope that 2021 turns out to be everything and more that I believe it will be. But even if it isn't, as a leader, I will do what I need to do to make sure that everything goes well in my life and that everything goes well for my company and for everybody that I employ. Because that's what leaders do. And we're all together in that as fellow leaders. So if 2020 was not a good year for you, which chances are it probably wasn't from one aspect or another, focus on the things that did go right. Focus on the pivots that you made in order to right the ship, so to speak. Focus on all of the things that you were able to accomplish in spite of all the obstacles. And you'll see that maybe you're worth more than you think you are. I hope everybody has a fantastic 2021. Thank you all for being part of my 2020. Thank you all for being members here at the Leader Tree. Because at the Leader Tree, we understand strong roots build stronger skills. And it's our roots that get us to where we need to be in a year like this. The strength that we bring helps those that don't have it. And you got to remember that. And you got to use your talents accordingly. For the Leader Tree, I am Chris Miller, reminding you to always keep smiling.